Hello, MnSue here with oilstoday.com. We're going to cover the second series in the Raindrop Technique from Young Living Essential Oils, using 9 different oils in the kit and different techniques on applying the oil on the back. In the first Raindrop Technique video, I did the feet, the Vitaflex of the feet. Now I had the client roll over and go on their stomach, and now on this round here, I have a towel folded up into thirds, tucked up a little bit under the blanket so that they have clothing on underneath. They don't get any oil on that. And then also it serves a dual purpose so that when you go to put the hot compress on after you do the raindrop, you can pull the towel up, put your hot compress, and then fold the towel back over and keep the heat in to help the oils be driven in to the body. So again, that's to cover with the oil, or with the towel that I put on the back here. So what we'll do is we'll start off with the oils and the techniques that I use. Again, if you didn't watch my first video, I used the V6 oil, which comes in the bottle in the kit, the Raindrop kit. Can't tell if you can see in the light here or not, but the V6 oil. And then also it comes with the bottle of the Ortho-Ease. That's great for pain, and great if the client has told you they have any spots on their back or whatever that ache, you can put this on ahead of time. I usually like to put it into my hand, rub my hands together and rub it across the back so it's not so cold. And then apply the next 9 oils. But to start off with, we're going to use the Valor, and you just drop about 6 inches away from the back, and you just apply, again, 4 to 6 drops, depending on how long their back is, of this oil. And always keep in mind, the Valor is a little bit thicker oil, so it doesn't like to go on very quick. So then you just feather it in 3 times, spreading the oils across the back with a light feather stroke. That's 2 and 3. And that is, again, that's the Valor. So that's the chiropractor in the bottle that the Valor is dubbed as. The next oil is Thyme. This one, now remember, they'll go on a little quicker. Or do they? 1, 2, 3, 4. And also remember to keep your hand, at least one hand on at all times on your client. It's just kind of a little extra touch so that you're not losing that touch in between when you're getting your next oils. Again, that was the first oil after. And you'll find that you'll like to do different techniques that help drive in the oil along the spine. This is where you take 2 fingers in the V shape, go on each side of the spine with one hand, and then take the other, like you're sawing across those 2 fingers, and put just light pressure on along each side of the spine to help drive the oils in. I like to, in the beginning, do varied features depending on the person. Again, you do that 3 times. I didn't do it 3, but that's, you do it 3. I'm trying to do this quick enough so that you can see each one of these. Next one is oregano. Again, feather. To help disperse the oils across the body. And keep in mind, if you find any red spots, and to ask the client periodically if you see anything, or even if you don't, to see if there's any spots that are seeming to be like on fire or warm or too much with discomfort. And all you have to do is, again, add a little bit of V6. Never add water because water drives it further in. So again, just add a little V6. So how are you doing? He's out. Quiet. Not bothering him. So then, I like to go in with my thumbs and rub that up across. And usually on the first 2 oregano and thyme, a lot of people don't, or I should say a lot of people when using Raindrop usually apply them, just feather them and not rub them in. But I like to add a little extra. Now we're on to cyclic. Again, feathering across the body. And usually fair to toe-headed people will be a little more sensitive to oils than dark-haired people. So that's another thing you can just kind of keep in mind. And also periodically check in along the neck to see if they're burning, and if you see any redness there again, you can add the V6 oil, which I like to spray in my hand because it's cold, and rub it, and then go in across the neckline, just like that. And it's amazing how it just cuts the strength of that particular essential oil. So then you go through the rest of the oils, and then you get to the last, the aroma seeds. That one you put all over the body, because this is again the one, all over the back I should say, as that one, and again is for pain of any type or sore muscles. So you just feather it across the body. So it's very easy procedure, very easy and fun to do, helps the family stay healthy, draws toxins and different stuff from the body. And then just go across and rub it in, and if you feel that you need more, remember that's what that ortho-ease is for in the bigger bottle, is to help with that. So a lot of times I'll add that in, especially for ones that have arthritis or any health issues that cause pain. And then just be a little sensitive to how much pressure you give. If they're an older person, you don't even hardly have to do anything. Just pretty much rub the oil on. For other people that are more athletic, you can get a little more into rubbing the oils, a little deeper in between the muscles and across the shoulders. And here's the point, after you've done all 9 oils, is where, now like I talked about, is you bring the towel up to the head. And then second, you take a hot towel or hot compress. I like to just put pure hot water and roll it up, and then have it unrolled. Put it right across the spine. And double up when you have a little bit extra like this. And I like to just kind of pat it in. The nice thing is when you have the dry towel underneath, it doesn't burn the skin. It's not so sensitive. And then you put the towel right over. See how effective that is? You can get by with 2 towels on a client. And you let them sit there and soak it up for 15 minutes to a half hour, whatever length of time the customer can take the heat. And then periodically I like to check every few minutes back and ask them how they're doing, how the heat is, because if there's any hot spots. And then when the 15 minutes is done, and then actually in between here even, a lot of times take the next layers up and pull that right up and over to help keep that heat in. But I'm not going to actually do that this time, for the fact that I'm going to go to the next step and show you what I do. So once you're done, the 15 minutes is up, I like to take the towel and roll it up like this. Look for any red spots. If there's any red spots, take the V6, rub it in. His looks good to go. He's had quite a few. And then take the dry side edge of the towel, wipe the excess off, and put it into my basket. And then at this point, this is where I like to do a little stretching. Just go in and shake your arms and go across and put light pressure to stretch the muscle because of the heat. Helps stretch and drive those oils in. Get them relaxed. And then what I will do is I'll have the customer roll over. And once they're rolled over, I like to do a little bit of the neck stretches. If they have a strong neck, they have weak neck, something you don't have to do, but you can just lightly crisscross your arms underneath and put light pressure on their shoulders and stretch their neck up into their chest. Doing okay? Mm-hmm. And hold that for a few seconds and let it go down. Do that for a few seconds again, and it does a nice stretch in the back muscles. And then another one, go with the opposite arm you have like this and stretch to the opposite, their elbow. Oh, I can't do this one. Their this is really funny. Their ear to their shoulder, and you kind of push with your arm to stretch, and push with the opposite arm to stretch the muscles from this shoulder all the way up into the neck. And then you let them relax. Do it again. Light stretch and relax. And then you switch the arm. The arm that's underneath is the one that you're going to hold away with. Stretch the arm that's underneath, pushes the opposite shoulder, and you push with the arm that's on top to stretch the neck again. Do that 3 times. We did it only once, but again. And how'd it go?
Good.
Pretty good. And that's the Raindrop Technique. Again, this is Minnesota from oilstoday.com. I appreciate you.